there, you are listening to the Take the Leap podcast. I'm your host, Katie Pijanowski, and I'm a college grad who decided to ditch the mainstream 9-to-5 and build a life on my terms. I'll be sharing with you all my best practices to stop sitting on the sidelines and start chasing your dreams. I believe each one of us has a fire in our soul and a message in our heart that deserves to be heard. But first, we must take the leap. Let's jump in. Hey, my friends. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing great, and I hope you're ready for this message that I have to share with you today. And if you read the title of this podcast, then you're probably like, what the heck is she going to talk about on this episode today? What does a bamboo tree got to do with it? That's what we're going to talk about. And I'm going to tell you this little story of a Chinese bamboo tree. And it will make sense once we get through it. So humor me for just a second as we get through this little parable so that we can relate it to how this relates to our personal growth and being patient and having belief into our vision of where we're going. So a Chinese bamboo tree starts out like any other plant. You plant it in the soil, you nurture it, you water it, you make sure it gets enough sunshine, all of that great stuff. However, in that first year of you planting that seed in the ground, there will be no visible signs of that tree growing. Even into year 2, no visible signs that you have planted that tree. There's nothing that is above the soil level that you can see. Year 4, year 3, year 4 come around, there's still nothing there. At this point, you're probably freaking out. Did I even plant the seed there? Is it getting enough water? Did it die? Does it have enough sunshine? Probably all of these things are going through your head if you've planted this seed and you're starting to think of all of the things that could have gone wrong. Should you plant it somewhere else to see if it grows faster there? And all of these doubts start to come into your head. And this is where your patience is very tested. But if you continue to have that belief that you are taking care of that plant to the best of your ability and you wait until year 5, an incredible thing happens. Somewhere along the lines in year 5 of you planting this bamboo tree, it breaks soil. And within that next 6 weeks, it gains 80 feet in height. 80 feet. 5 years of waiting, patience, watering, nurturing, all of this with no visible results. But then in 6 weeks, in such a short time, this tree grows 80 feet. That is something that is super incredible. And when I first heard this story, I was like, whoa. Like I had to stop and listen to it again, read it again, because it's incredible. And this really shows that whatever kind of vision you have for your life, whatever you're going through, you have to have so much belief and so much vision, because in the beginning, people think you're crazy. So if you're starting a business or whatever it might be I always think of that because I'm an entrepreneur and I've been through that multiple times. So that's the first thing that comes to my head, because when you're starting a business, a lot of people don't understand why you're doing that. Even with a health journey, if you want to lose weight or gain more muscle, whatever that is, a lot of people don't understand why you are going on this journey. But you have a vision for your life and you have to have the patience and the belief to push forward to that vision that you have. A great example of how I've seen this happen in my own life is when I started a 80-day fitness and health journey at the beginning of 2018. It's an 80-day program. I was in the test group, so I was taking it super seriously. I was following the workouts every single day. It was 6 days a week of workouts with 1 rest day. And I was following the nutrition. It was very laid out and timed and very kind of strict, and you had to follow it exactly. And it was a test group. So I wanted to have the best results so that I could show other people that this worked. And I remember going into this journey, and month in, I was feeling super good, but there really wasn't a huge difference. There wasn't a lot of weight loss. There wasn't like super noticeable differences. I could tell that I felt better, and I was eating perfectly to the schedule. I was doing all the workouts to the best of my ability, increasing weights, all of that great stuff, but I wasn't seeing the physical transformation that I had built up in my head. And I remember somewhere in month 2 kind of freaking out. And I was like, oh my gosh, am I doing things wrong? Am I eating enough food? Am I not eating? Am I eating too much food? Am I really pushing myself enough in my workouts? And I started to have all these doubts. And I remember bringing this to my team who was doing this with me and talking it out. And they reassured me, hey, just listen to, follow the program, have the belief, trust the process. That's one thing that we always say within my fitness field is just trust the process, because little things happen over time and you have to have the patience to allow your body to figure out what the heck it is that you're trying to have it do. It doesn't just happen overnight. So I took their advice and I continued on with this process, doing everything I could to follow this program. And at the very end, like the last 2 weeks, something really incredible happened. I really saw my body change. In the last 2 weeks of this program, 80 days, that's 13 weeks. So in the very last 2 weeks, I really saw a noticeable difference. I suddenly was shredded out. I felt so lean. I had finally dropped that last bit of weight that I'd been trying to lose. And I remember a specific experience of me going to the mall to try on shorts because I was going to Mexico in a few weeks. And I was in American Eagle in the dressing room and I'd grabbed some shorts, wasn't really sure what size I needed because I hadn't been shopping in a while. And I remember putting on these pair of shorts that I never ever would have put on my body ever before in my life, because I have super big self-conscious, beliefs about my legs being too big. And I used to hate wearing shorts because I was really embarrassed of how big my thighs were. But I tried these shorts on that I never would have tried on before, and they fit perfectly. And they were a size I never, ever, ever have worn before in my life. And I remember looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, yes, you get it, girl. And I just kept looking at myself and turning around, and I was like, oh my gosh, they fit perfect. Like they're not pressing against my muffin top. And I remember feeling so proud of myself that I never gave up and that I kept trusting in the journey and the process to go forward. And that was an experience that you couldn't have taken away from me. I felt on top of the world. I felt like I could literally just conquer everything in my way because I felt so good about myself. And it was because I was able to believe that I was doing the right things and stick to the program, stick to what I was doing, and have that belief. Another way I see this happen a lot is with my new campers out at camp. So I'm a outdoor fitness boot camp instructor, and a lot of my new people coming in, they'll try out the 4 weeks to see what it's all about before they commit to the monthly membership that we offer. And a lot of times, actually, I've been hearing this a lot because I have a lot of new people this previous month, and a lot of them say, Katie, I haven't really seen a lot of weight loss. And I said, that's actually really normal, because your body in those first 4 weeks of you working out, and a lot of my people who come out, they haven't worked out before, or it's been a very long time since they have. And so their body is in this huge shock transition of, what the heck are you doing to me? I don't understand what you want me to do. And so it's still trying to figure out after that 4 weeks, what exactly you want to have, what exactly you want it to do. And so I always tell them, what are you sleeping better? Are your clothes fitting better? These are the little things that are going to keep you going, because I know they're going to see a weight loss, which is what a lot of them come out for. But they have to have that belief and they have to continue on their journey. And I see so many times people see that number stay the same or even jump up a little bit when they're starting weight training, which is normal, by the way, and they quit because they think, not for me. It's not working. I told you it wouldn't work. I told you that I couldn't lose weight, and they quit. 4 weeks in, they quit. And I hate that, because 4 weeks is just the beginning. It takes a long time to start seeing those things build up. And when I look back over the course of my own journey and I show a side-by-side transformation, like the ones I share a lot on my Instagram, I think a lot of people are like, wow, they think, how did she get there? There must be an overnight success. I think so many times we look at people like that and we think, oh, overnight success. But it was not like that at all. My journey happened very slow. And now that I'm 2.5 years in, I can look back and there's this huge difference, because it's taken me a long time to build up and be able to get myself to where I'm at today. And so I always put that out there to my audience and to my campers and to my online clients, that you have to have belief into where you're going. You have to also celebrate those little wins along the way so that you don't get discouraged, because you're doing the right things. And we can't get so honed in on this certain result and when it's going to happen, because it happens differently for everyone. So learning how to celebrate everything along the way is so important in this journey. So I hope that you see how this little Chinese bamboo tree ties into our personal growth and how we go about our life and all of that great stuff. And I hope that you found that helpful. All right, you guys, I love you very much, and I will talk at you later. See you later. Hey friends, did you love this episode? If so, could you do me a favor and leave me a review on iTunes? This really helps me to be able to see what you guys have been enjoying and allows others to be able to find the podcast too. I want to help as many people as possible uncover their potential and start building a life of their dreams, and I need your help. Send this episode to a friend, coworker, family member, anyone who you think needs to hear this message, and tag me on social media or use my hashtag #TakeTheLeapPodcast so I can see what you're listening into. I love you all so much and appreciate you for listening in. I'll see you on the next episode.